In Lincoln, Nebraska, an Omaha lawmaker, Lincoln is the dateline for this. It's from the Omaha World Herald. An Omaha lawmaker set the internet abuzz recently, article by Martha Stoddard, with an attempt to ban minors from church camps, vacation Bible study classes, and other, quote, religious indoctrination camps. What's happening is this is an amendment to Legislative Bill 371, which makes it a crime for people to bring minors to drag shows. I don't get why the right is so hysterical about this. They somehow think drag shows have something to do with sex. They don't. It's typically men dressing up as women, and it has to do with clothing. It has to do with persona. It has to do with, theater, essentially. Drag shows are, when I was 17 years old, I used to DJ drag shows at Joe Covello's gay bar in Lansing, Michigan. It was great fun. There was nothing about sex. It was all about performance. It's art. Louise and I used to go together and we'd dance, when I wasn't DJing, we'd go and dance. I mean, it was just a wonderful place. And so these guys, first Vladimir Putin did this in Russia, went after drag queens, went after drag shows. Then Viktor Orban did it in Hungary. And now the entire Republican Party is doing this in the United States. This is one of the predictable steps in the move toward authoritarian fascism. So this legislator, Nebraska State Senator Megan Hunt, came along and said, okay, cool, you want to have a bill that's going to ban minors from going to drag shows. Why don't we also ban minors from going to church camps, vacation Bible study classes, and religious indoctrination camps? In her amendment, which generally mirrors the bill, which she opposes, she starts out by laying out legislative findings that there is, quote, a well-documented history of indoctrination and sexual abuse perpetrated by religious leaders and clergy people upon children, end quote. I guarantee you there's more children abused, sexually and otherwise, more children abused at church camps than at drag shows. No children are abused at drag shows. It's a performance. It's going to a show. Or drag queen story hour. Again, you've got somebody, in drag performing essentially, for the kids. I don't mean to equate drag queens or people in drag with clowns, but it's kind of the same thing. It's somebody dressed up as something that they're not, but something that is kind of cute and kind of interesting and kind of fascinating, and reading books to children with lots of theater, because every drag queen I've ever known, and I don't even know if that phrase is still acceptable, but it certainly was in the 60s when I was DJing at Joe Covello's. Everyone I've ever known was just a wonderful person, and these are like the kind of outgoing people who just, they love other people, they love the performance, it's just, this is terrible. The amendment is great. Obviously, it's not going to go anywhere. The Republicans control the legislature there in Nebraska.